morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. My name is Melissa. This is Shangri-La Hot Yoga, and I'll be teaching you a 60-minute fusion class this morning. If you're unfamiliar with what fusion means at our studio, we do vinyasa flow for the first 30 minutes. That includes chaturangas and all. And for the last 30 minutes, about the last half of class, we'll take out those chaturangas. We'll hold poses a little bit longer, and we'll focus a little bit more on working some balance, some strength, and some flexibility. So hopefully you're feeling good this morning. If not, take this practice as you need to. Modify. You are always welcome to skip chaturangas. Meet us at down dog. Maybe take a cat-cow instead of your chaturanga if that feels good for you. I'm going to be working a little bit of hip and hamstrings today. We hold a lot of tension in our hips. And I know a lot of us are probably feeling a little bit of extra tension right now with everything that's going on. So I'm going to try to help you let that go. Start your weekend off on the right foot. If you don't have blocks, I would recommend finding something that you can place your hands on. Maybe it's a couple of water bottles or a couple of books. Just if you know you have tight hamstrings, because it really helps when we're doing forward folds to have something to place under your hands. You can always do it with one if you don't have two, something as well. So we are going to get started today on our backs, lying down into our Shavasana. So lie all the way down onto the mat. If you need support for your low back, you can place the feet down at mat width apart and allow the knees to fall in towards each other. Relax all the way down. Relax the arms beside you. Palms can be open and facing up. And then just take a second to let go of any last minute wiggles that you have here. So maybe take some movements in the toes and the fingers. Maybe finding a couple little cracks and pops. And then finding some softness and some stillness. Close your eyes or find a soft gaze. And just start by trying to release all muscles in your body. Starting at the toes, making your way up the legs, to the hips and the spine. Try to press the low back down towards the mat. Relax the shoulders back and down. Moving up towards the neck and the face. Try to unfurrow the brows and find a soft part to your lips, allowing the jaw to relax. And just feel your natural breath. The chest is softly rising and falling. And then taking a deep breath in through the nose. Try to fill up the belly first, and then making your way up into the chest, the lungs. Come up all the way to the top. Open the mouth, clear it out. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Even bigger breath in. Release. Last full inhale. Let it go. And then close the lips. Start to breathe in and out through your nose. You can take a slight constriction to the back of your throat for your ujjayi breath if you use that as part of your practice. And start to cultivate the breath. So from here, we want to try to make each round of breath a little bit longer than the last. Remembering you can always come back to your open mouth exhales at any point if you feel like you've built too much heat or your heart rate is becoming too fast. From here, start to bring your awareness back to the body, taking little movements into your fingers and your toes, just slowly waking up the muscles, maybe taking some circles with the wrists and the ankles. And then reach the arms long above you, take a full body stretch, point the toes, lengthen everything out as much as possible. Reach out a little bit longer, take a big breath in. Breath out, curl into a tight little ball. Pull the knees into the chest, pull the nose up to the knees, curl it in nice and tight. And we're going to do that breath to movement on option to make it a little bit harder by hovering the arms and the legs with the breath in. Inhale, reach, open, lengthen out, maybe working that core. Exhale, curl it in. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, sweep out. Exhale, pull in. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Pausing here, relaxing the shoulders down. Maybe finding some circles with the knees in one direction and the other. So just shaking it out. And then come to center. Relax the arms down and just start to lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling for your legs up the wall. I'm just going to move a little bit to the side here because we're going to do a little bit of core work and I want you to be able to see me a little bit better. So we're just doing legs up the wall. If you need to, you can keep a soft bend here. You're probably feeling a little bit tight still in your hamstrings. Just try to flex the toes back towards the shin. It's okay to have a bend in your knees throughout your practice, in your down dog, and your forward folds. It just depends on where your body is at. Just a nice little inversion here, allowing the blood to run down the legs. Pull the navel in just slightly, just to make sure you're connecting the low back into the ground. Just finding a little bit more length through the spine. And we're going to start a little bit of core work here. So keep those arms long beside you for support. If you need to, you can always bring them underneath the back as well if that feels better. I'm going to demo this here. So we're going to do a little bit of flutter kicks, but we're going to start high. So we're going to flutter high, and then we're going to slowly lower those legs as we flutter to a hover. And then from your hover, you're going to lift them back up towards that legs up the wall. So continuing that flutter motion the whole time. So starting at legs up the wall, we're going to start here. Start to flutter and lower nice and slowly. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Connect the low back to the ground. And then lift those legs back up towards the ceiling. We're going to do that a few more times. Going at your own pace. Maybe it's a little bit faster. Maybe it's a little bit slower. Find your breath here. Nice big exhales. Helping you to work your core. Go over here for another 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Take a second, if you need to, maybe windshield wiper, or find any other movements that feel good for you here. From our back, we're going to pull those knees back in. We're going to grab the backs of the thighs, and we're just going to start to rock forward and backwards. So find some momentum here. And then once you find that momentum, cross the legs. You can roll over the knees, and we'll move to our tabletop, our stable table. So stacking the shoulders above the wrists, stacking the hips above the knees. Pull that navel back in nice and tight, flat back. Press away from the ground, strengthen your shoulders. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine, press away. Inhale, open up, broaden. Exhale, round. I'm going to give you kind of your own time to play around for a couple of breaths with your cat-cow. Just continue taking those movements. Maybe you pause in one or the other and find some shifts back and forth. Circling the spine, finding any other movements that feel good for you here. Kind of playing around, not really focusing on how we're looking here, more focusing on how it feels in your body. What do you need to stretch out here to begin? How can you give your spine a little bit of love? We're going to take one more full breath at your own pace. And then we'll come back to our neutral spine, to our tabletop. Tuck your toes here. Pull the navel in nice and tight. Maybe walking those hands just slightly forward. Take a full breath in. And with a breath out, start to lift those hips high to your first downward facing dog. And it's our first down dog, so start to pedal it out. So bend into one knee and then the other. Really feeling that stretch down the back side of your legs. You can shake your head around, relaxing the neck if your neck is feeling tight. And then we will settle into some stillness here. Try to spread the fingers out nice and wide, pressing through the fingertips. Spread those shoulder blades out. Lower the heels towards the ground, but keep a bend in your knees. So find that soft bend here. Especially if you have tight hamstrings. Trying to find a little bit more space in our low back here as well. We're going to take just a little bit of stretch here in our downward facing dog. So start to bend generously into your right knee. So bend, 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 and straighten that left leg. Press the heel down towards the ground. Maybe here now you can find that heel comes a little bit closer towards the mat as you press it down. So we're just kind of stretching through the calf muscle here on our left side. And then we'll switch. So start to bend nice and deep into the left knee and press the right heel down towards the ground. This time stretching through the back side of that right leg. Keeping our downward facing dog shape. And then come back to center, soft bend in the knees. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way towards the top of the mat. You can tiptoe up there, coming to your forward fold. Walk the feet out, hips width apart, just at least at first, just to find a little bit of space here. Inhale, halfway lift, hands meet shins. Lengthen through the crown of the head. You can always have the hands on the thighs for more support. Exhale, fold forward, bend into the knees. Let the hands grab opposite elbows, and then just start to rock back and forth, finding your ragdoll. Keeping that bend in your knees. Have the belly connected to the thighs here. Try to release the muscles in the neck and the face. Imagine that you want to press the crown of the head towards the ground. And then we will meet back at center. Hands relax all the way down. Keeping a soft bend in your knees. You can have the feet at hips width or big toes together. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, roll the spine up to standing. Feeling every single vertebra as you rise. Head is the last thing to lift up. Finding our mountain pose. Start to roll the shoulders back and together. Palms are going to face forward. Press the fingertips down towards the ground. Open up your chest. Inhale, reach the hands up, high mountain. Pause for a moment. Try to lengthen the fingertips high. Roll those pinky fingers slightly in to engage the triceps. And keep this in mind as we're coming towards our lunges as well. When those arms are reaching high, keep them nice and active. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach all the way back up. Exhale, right hand's gonna come down towards the side. Come into a little side bend here. Finding space in your left side body, reaching that bicep up and over for a little bit more, maybe lifting the gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, left hand comes down. It's my favorite side body stretch. So I feel like it helps you find a little bit more length here without putting too much pressure on our joints, our shoulders, our elbows. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, find just a slight little back bend. So lift the chest, lift the gaze. Maybe those biceps come slightly back. Keep that navel pulled in nice and tight to protect the low back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, find a soft bend in the knees. Slowly start to lower all the way to the mat, to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands meet shins or thighs. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the palms into the mat. Inhale, step back to your first high plank. So we're going to start to activate here. Lower your knees down for this first round. So we're just going to play around with our modified plank, keeping in mind that you can keep this modified plank throughout your practice. Squeeze the glutes, pull the ribs in towards each other. Grip the ground, press away, so slightly doming through the back of your upper back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, hugging them into the ribs, and as slowly as possible, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Try to point the toes to the back of the room. Inhale, lift the chest up, baby cobra. Keep the gaze down, reaching through the crown of the head. Squeeze the shoulders together. Hands are nice and light. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lengthen up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Good option to come a little bit higher. Inhale, come up through your baby cobra, or maybe coming a little bit higher towards that full cobra. Rolling those shoulders back, keeping the gaze neutral, maybe taking little shifts back and forth. Just playing around with the weights. One more inhale. Exhale, come all the way back down. Good, this time, last back bend, you choose. Baby cobra, full cobra, or maybe upward facing dog. For upward dog, you're gonna walk those hands back a little bit further, pressing into the tops of the feet and the hands. Inhale, lift that chest up, maybe coming through cobra, keeping the knees down, or lifting the knees up for your upward facing dog. Rolling the shoulders back and together, keeping the gaze neutral. If anything, just looking up at the eyes, not the chin. Inhale here. Exhale, roll over the knees or the toes, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Let it go. We're going to go through that breath to movement. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, high mountain. Exhale, hand to heart center. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, center. Exhale, little back bend, lift the chest. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Keep that little bend in your knees as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms. Inhale, step back to your high plank. Option for this round to keep the knees lifted for that full high plank. Remember, you can modify by lowering the knees. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Bend the elbows, hug them in, lower half or all the way down. Inhale, open up the chest, cobra or upward. Exhale, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Let it go. Good, moving on from here. Inhale, right leg reaches high towards the ceiling. Flex the foot, point the pinky toe towards the ground. Full breath in, lift the heel a little bit higher. Breath out, pull the knee in, stack the shoulders above the wrist, and then gently step that foot forward for your lunge. Lower the back knee down. So this is where those blocks come in handy. Maybe you have one, maybe you have two. If you have two, frame the foot. If you have one, just bring it to the inside of the foot here. Maybe the medium or the high height if you're really tight. Inhale, lengthen out that leg, come to your half splits. Keep a soft bend in that knee here for support. Flex the toes towards the shin. Exhale, bend back into the knee, open the chest, come into your lunge. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Last one, big breath in. Let it go. Go pausing here in our lunge. Try to pull the hips in towards each other for stability here. Inhale, reach the arms forward, biceps alongside ears. Pull the navel in, so maybe that belly is slightly coming away from the thigh. Reaching the arms forward, pressing them in like you want to hold something between your hands and you don't want that to drop. So we're kind of at an angle here, making sure we're using our core. Imagine you're reaching that crown of the head towards the front of the room. One more breath in. And with a breath out, start to sweep the arms back, fly. Find your airplane. Squeeze those shoulders together, squeeze the hands together just like we were before. Pull the right hip back a little bit. Inhale, come up to high crescent. Maybe coming slightly out of that thigh if it's burning a little bit. Exhale, hands come down, frame the foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee up from here. Look forward and step the foot to the top of the mat for your forward fold. Okay, so from here we're going to bend our knees and we're going to start to sit our hips nice and low. Inhale to our chair. Reach the arms forward. You can have hands to heart center if that feels better for you. So that's a modification. Maybe even a cactus if you want to open up the chest. Ways into the heels and out of the toes. Pull the ribs in towards each other. Engage your core. And then lift up the chest. Come a little bit deeper here. Challenge yourself. Full breath in. With a breath out, we're going to fly the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fly. Do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way out. Reach the hands high. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, lengthen it back up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga of choice. Plant the palms, find your flow. You can always hop back for a little bit more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hips come back. Straight to our second side. Inhale, left leg high. Pausing just for a moment. Pointing the toes towards the ground. Spiraling the pinky toe down. Full breath in. Breath out. Bend that knee. Pull it forward. Hug it in. Round the spine and gently step through. Lower the back knee down. Grab those blocks if you have it. Maybe you just have one. Place it on the inside. Inhale, lengthen out, half splits. Flexing the toes back. And if you don't have blocks, you can always, this is a little more balanced, but you can always have the hands on the shin if you can't quite reach the ground. Good, exhale, bend back into the knee, come back to your low lunge. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten out. Exhale, bend. Last one, breath in. Breath out, come back to your lunge. Squeeze the glutes. Find some stability here. Keeping that torso just slightly off the thigh. Inhale, reach those arms forward. Reaching towards the front of the room. Lengthening out through the spine. Spiraling those pinky fingers in just a little bit to engage the arms. Gonna burn a little bit. Pull that left hip back. Inhale. Exhale, fly the arms. Just one full breath. Pull the navel in. Inhale, high crescent. Settle into that thigh. You need to take a second just to come out and then back in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant the palms. Tuck those back toes, lift the knee, look forward. Step the foot to the top of the mat. And then fold forward. Bend the knees, sit the hips low. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fly, moving quicker. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten out. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right hand to thigh. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, left side bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, little back bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Take your flow. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Remember, you can modify the chaturangas and you can skip them if you're not feeling it. Deep breath in. Open the mouth, clear it out. Beautiful, one more time. Full inhale. Let it go. Inhale, right leg reaches high. 3-legged up. Exhale, knee to chest. Pause this time, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, step the foot forward. Find your active active lunge this time, so keep that back knee lifted. Blocks will come in handy here if you have them. Inhale, lengthen out the leg. Find your modified pyramid. If this is too much, you can always walk that back foot in just slightly for a shorter stance. Pull the right hip back, the left hip forward. Inhale here. Exhale, bend back into the knee. Press the chest forward. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, come back to that active lunge. Left heel high above the ball of the foot. Firm up through the inner thighs. So squeeze them together. It's a little bit harder. Inhale, reach those arms forward. So really similar. We've already done something like this before. We're just adding on that back knee lifted up. If you need support, please lower it down. You do not have to have that active lunge. Pressing the hands together, reaching forward through the fingertips. Last breath in. Breath out, reach them back, fly. Squeeze the shoulders together, pull that right hip back. Inhale, come up to high crescent. Just one breath. Settle into that thigh as much as possible. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, heel comes down, open up to your warrior 2. Straighten that leg for a second, get some release, and then come back into your lunge. Reaching those arms nice and long, spreading the shoulders out nice and wide. Settle in. Come a little bit deeper. Press the knee open towards the pinky toe. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach out. Exhale, open back up, warrior 2. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale, come up. Heels come in, toes come out. Coming to our star pose. Lift the kneecaps up, lift the chest, reach high, big breath in. Breath out, hands come to heart, bend in the knees, come to goddess. Press the knees open. Make sure that chest is right above the hips. Notice if you want to lean forward. Try to pull the chest back, hands at heart center, pressing those hands together, maybe finding little movements back and forth. Settle in. Inhale, star. Exhale, back to your warrior 2. Inhale, extend forward, find length. Exhale, right arm, right thigh. Left arm high or bicep alongside ear, extended side angle. Pressing into the outer edge of the left foot, keep that back leg active. If you need to build on, you can place the right hand to block or mat or find a half or a full bind. Pulling that left shoulder back, hugging the shoulder blades together, taking this arm just slightly away from the leg, using our obliques here. One more breath. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach the hand back, find your reverse triangle. So one long line from the toes to the fingertips, reach the fingertips towards the back of the room. Deep breath in. Breath out, hands come down, frame the foot. Inhale, step that foot back, high plank. Always an option to hover. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, left leg reaches high. Exhale, knee to chest or nose. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, step forward. Grab the blocks if you have them. Inhale, straighten out, modified pyramid. Maybe shorten your stance. Pausing just for a moment. You keep a soft bend in the knee. It does not have to be totally straight. Exhale, bend back and press into your lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Just one more time. Inhale. Exhale, active lunge. Pausing here. Pulling that left hip back, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, reach biceps alongside ears. Pulling the ribs in towards each other. Try to pull that belly just slightly away from the thigh. Use your core here. Reach forward, lengthen out. Pull the right heel a little bit higher above the ball of the foot. Inhale here. Exhale, airplane the arms. Squeeze the shoulders together, squeeze the hands together. Inhale, high crescent. Settle in. Big breath in. Breath out, heel down, open up, warrior two. If you need to, you can flush out. Remember, we're gonna come into a little bit of a flush in a second. So come really deep into that thigh. Torso is above the hips, reaching up through the crown of the head. Come a little bit deeper. Inhale, straighten, sweep. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep high. Heels and toes out. Exhale, goddess, sink it down. Roll the shoulders back. Press the hands together, open those knees up. Come a little bit deeper. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reach out long, find length. Exhale, left arm, left thigh, right arm high, or bicep alongside ear, extended side angle. If you find another variation on the other side, you're more than welcome to take that here. Try to keep that bend in the thigh, pressing the knee open if you find it caving in. Pull slightly away from the thigh, feel those obliques here. Reaching up like you want to touch the ceiling. Last big breath. Inhale, straighten it out, flush it out, reach the left hand back. Reverse your triangle. Press the hips forward. Lengthen back. Back hip is nice and light. Inhale. Exhale, waterfall down. Inhale, step the foot back. Exhale, lower half or all the way. Inhale, cobra upward. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath in. Clear it out. So we're gonna work through that a little bit faster. We're coming towards our breath to movement. Our breath to movement is the last part of our practice where we have chaturangas. So just try to give this everything that you have, and then no more chaturangas after this, all right? So come to your downward facing dog. Listen carefully because I'm gonna modify just a little bit. All right, from downward facing dog, inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, step it through, active lunge. Grab your blocks if you need them. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Two more times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lunge. Last one. Breath in, modify pyramid. Breath out, active lunge. Inhale, biceps alongside ears. Exhale, airplane it back. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten just one time through this. Exhale, bend, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, open back up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Exhale, palms down, chaturanga, or always can skip it and just meet in down dog. That's where we all meet. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Last one, inhale. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, fly back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, heel down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, extend. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, straighten, reverse. Exhale, plant the palms. Chaturanga, meet at down dog. So we're going to do that just one more time on each side. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, straighten just once. Exhale, bend back into your lunge. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open up. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, arm to leg. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, plant the palms, chaturanga, or just skip it and step to your down dog. Almost there, last side. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, low lunge. One time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fly. Inhale, high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, extend. Exhale, settle. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse, straighten the leg, last part. Exhale, final chaturanga. Take it or don't, we meet in down dog. We want to try to release some of that heat. Full breath in. Open the mouth, clear it out. Don't be afraid to make some noise. Big inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, forward, fold top of the mat. Walk the feet out, toes out, heels in. Here's our active break. Sink down into your malasana. You can always grab a block if you have one and place it under the hips. Heels do not have to be down if they don't quite reach the mat. Hands at heart center. And this is a great place to multitask. So you can get your hips stretching and you can grab your water and do it at the same time. All right. I'm definitely sweating. So I hope that all of you out there are sweating. Press the elbows into knees, press the hands together. You can stay here, or I'm going to give the option for an arm balance. So if you have crow pose as part of your practice, you're more than welcome to take a couple of rounds playing around with your crow. If you're not sure what crow is, you just place the hands down onto the mat, about shoulder width apart. Press the knees up as high as possible up towards your triceps. And then place that weight forward into the fingertips. You have to lean forward more than you think that you should. And then maybe lift just one toes at a time, or maybe you lift both into that crow. So just an option if you're not feeling it, just stay right here in your malasana. And just enjoy that nice hip stretch. I'm just going to give you just a few breaths here. Or maybe you can always come to your child's pose if you're feeling a little tired and you need a second to rest. 2 more. Last breath. If you're in crow, make your way back to your malasana. Press down into the feet. Inhale, rise up high, mat walk those feet in. All right, we're gonna work a little bit of balance here. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're gonna start with our left foot rooted. So spread those toes out nice and wide. Maybe find a soft bend into your knee. Hands at heart center just to begin. Lift the knee up, the right knee up for your one-leg mountain pose. From here, take the right ankle, cross it over the left thigh, and then just start to sink those hips back into your figure 4. So imagine that you're sitting into a chair here. So sit those hips back, flex the right toes towards the shin to make sure that you feel that stretch in this outer hip, and then sink your weight back. You can keep the hands at heart. You can maybe lower the forearms down a little bit. Maybe you're a little wobbly like me right now. Keep the gaze at the ground if you're feeling super wobbly. And then find your big breaths here to help your focus. It's okay to wobble in your balance, especially if you're at home and you're on carpet. I know I've been practicing on carpet a lot, and it definitely makes a little extra balance challenge than usual. One more breath. Sink it low. Good, inhale, lift back up. And then set it down and shake it out for a moment. We're gonna do one more balance on that side. So coming back into the left foot, hands at heart, lift the right knee up, one leg mountain pose. Exhale, sweep that leg back, come to your warrior three. We're only here for a moment, so from our warrior three, try to keep that back heel high, and then as slowly as possible, lower the chest down towards the ground. Maybe this is where a block or a water bottle comes in handy. So if you have a water bottle at home, you can bring it under the palms. So kind of your choice there. But allow the heel to lift up and the head to come down. So we're coming into our standing splits here. A little bit of a hamstring work. Lift that heel high. If you have handstand as part of your practice, you can take handstand here. I'm not going to kick into it because I might fall over and kick that tripod over, but lift that heel high. Let the head hang heavy. For a little bit more, you can maybe bring a hand to the leg, pull yourself down, but try to lift the heel up as high as possible here. 2 more breaths. Last big breath in, lift that heel as high as possible. Exhale, foot comes down, forward fold. Take a second just to shake it out. Good, walk the hands over towards the right, bend into that right knee. Come into center, and then walk the hands over to the left, bend into the left knee. Just shake it out. And then back to center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, balance, second side. Now you know where we're going. Maybe you're like, oh God. I know some of us are, balance isn't our favorite thing, but that's why we gotta work it, right? Just to make our balance a little bit better, make us feel more confident. Strengthen our ankles, our calves. So rooting down through the right foot. Hands at heart, left knee up. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And then just start to sink the weight back into that figure four. Press the knee down. You can always use the hand as leverage. Flex those toes, curl them towards the shin. And then sink the weight back as much as possible. Try to target the stretch in that outer hip on our left side. You're kind of working our outer hips when we're doing those lunges and we're reaching. So we want to try to stretch that out a little bit with that balance challenge. And then if you need to come further, you can come further here. You can just stay right here with the hands at the heart. And then gaze at the ground. 2 more big breaths. Good, inhale, lift that knee up. Exhale, step it down. One more little bit of balance. Remember, you can use your block here for supports. Right foot down, hands at heart, knee lifts up. Exhale, sweep it back, warrior three. Just using this as transition. So keep that heel high, flex the toes down, and then slowly try to lower the chest towards the ground until you have to bring those hands down to that standing splits. Remember, block is a great tool here if you can't quite reach the ground. Lift that heel up, let the head hang heavy. Maybe for challenge, you grab the leg and pull yourself down. So it just depends on your own flexibility, how your hamstrings are feeling today. But lift that heel up as high as possible. Try to let go of the muscles in the neck. Last 2. Stay with your inhale, lift that heel up a little higher. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands over towards the left, bend into the knee. Walk the hands over towards the right. Back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands out. All right, one more little bit of standing here. Just a couple more standing postures before we bring it down. Hands come to your hips. Keep that right foot forward and step the left foot back 45 degrees. So make sure you have a little bit of space between the feet here. Find your own length depending on your legs. So maybe they're close together, maybe they're far apart. Take a second to pull that right hip back. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, hips back, chest comes forward, coming to our pyramid. So once again, if you have a block, grab it, or even a water bottle, place it underneath the hands. So for example, here's my water bottle, and I place it under my hands. If I feel like the ground is really far away from me here. Continue to roll that right hip back and that left hip forward. We want to keep our sacrum as flat as possible. It's okay if you can't quite get those hips squared, no pressure there. Keep a slight bend in that right knee to avoid hyperextension. And then just find a couple of breaths of fold. So really targeting our hamstring on the right side. Just a couple more breaths. Last breath in. And a breath out. All right, so from here, you can widen your stance if it feels better. Start to bend into that front thigh. Keep that back heel down. Inhale, rise up to your warrior one. So if you need to, you can modify, maybe finding a wider stance here, and bend nice and deep into that front thigh. Lift up through the fingertips. Pressing into the outer edge of that left foot, engage that back leg as much as you're working the front. Maybe you take a self-adjustment, bring the hands to the hips, and just pulling that right hip back and that left hip forward just a little bit, and then reaching back up. Pull the navel in, lengthen up through the fingers, settle into that front thigh. Last full breath. Come a little bit deeper. Good, from here we're gonna lengthen out of that leg. We're gonna come to our star pose. So our heels are gonna come in and our toes are gonna come out. From here, hands come to hips, toes come in, heels come out, so slightly pigeon-toed. Full breath in, lift the chest up. Breath out, hips come back, chest comes forward, wide leg forward fold. So in this first round, I'm going to let you have some play time. So if you have an inversion as part of your practice, you can play around with your inversion or even an arm balance. If you just want to enjoy the stretch, stay right here. Place the weight into the toes and out of the heels. You can keep the hands on the ground, you can have hands on a block, or you can always grab the legs and pull yourself in for a little bit more leverage. Trying to release the head towards the ground. Pull the navel in. Keep that core strong. Even when we're stretching, we still want to find some strength, right? If you're inverting, just a couple more breaths and make your way down. All right, so from here, back to our wide leg forward fold. Come up onto the fingertips, lift up halfway. Start to point those left toes out a little bit, and then bend into that left knee and lift the right toes up, coming to your surfer squat or your skandasana. If this is uncomfortable, you can lift up a little bit. You come towards that lateral lunge. You do not have to be all the way lowered down. So lateral lunge is your option. Surfer squat skandasana is that full version. Heel does not have to be down. So if that heel being down is uncomfortable, I know I have a hard time with it. It requires a lot of ankle mobility. Keep the heel lifted, be up on your toes. We're just trying to target this right leg. So flex the foot, that way you feel the stretch all the way into your inner hip here. Press that knee out with the arm. I love the stretch because I love feeling this great stretch on this right hip, right? Last breath. And then start to walk yourself forward towards the front of the mat. So foot on the inside, hands on the outside. We're gonna walk that foot out, hands in. It's coming to our runner's lunge. Just a couple breaths active before we lower it down. Try to lift that thigh up a little bit higher. Big breath in. And a breath out, lower that knee down, untuck the toes. Only here for a moment. If you have an inversion, you're welcome to play. You can stay here and enjoy your stretch. You can lower it down if you have the mobility to come a little bit deeper. You can keep that knee in, or you can roll the foot out if you want to get a little bit more into that hip. Just pausing for a moment to try to stretch out our hips. Keep some length in your neck here, so not looking too far forward. And continuing to use your breath. So if you've lost your ujjayi, try to come back to it. All right, if you went somewhere else, come back onto the palms. Walk that foot into center. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, look forward. Step that foot up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart and then to hips. All right, final bit. Keep that left foot forward, step the right foot back, 45. Lengthen that front leg, pull the left hip back. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, fold forward to that pyramid. Grab your block if you need it. Place it underneath the hands. Continuing to roll the left hip back, the right hip forward. Keep a soft bend in the knee. Every breath you're using to come a little bit deeper. So use your breath in to lengthen forward, and then your breath out to drape over the leg and come a little bit deeper into that stretch. But keep the length in your spine. So we're not rounding the spine here and tucking the chin into the chest. We're rolling the shoulders back and we're opening up, we're lengthening. 3 more breaths. Last one. All right, lift up a little bit, start to bend into the knee. Maybe modify your stance for that warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Reaching high, bend into the knee. Maybe hands on assist, hands to hip. And then just rolling that left hip back, that right hip forward. Pulling the ribs in. Lift up through the crown of the head. Reach the hands high. Settle into that front thigh. Find that burn here. Last breath. Come a little bit deeper. Press down, inhale, open up to your star. If you need to modify your stance here, move those blocks so you guys can see me a little bit better. Toes come in, heels come out. This time reach those arms long, big breath in. Breath out, forward fold. Just here for a second, so we're not holding on this side. So just come deep for a moment. And then lift up halfway, come to the fingertips. Right toes out. Remember, you could stay here in your lateral lunge if that feels better. Or you can come down and lift the left toes up, coming to that surfer squat, your skandasana. So 2 choices here, depending on what feels better for your body. If you're in surfer squats, flexing the toes towards the shin, right? Maybe you can have the hands on the inside if that feels okay, and you're pressing that knee open. It's a little bit of balance here. So if you're feeling wobbly, keep the gaze at the ground for support. Now, bring that weight back if you can. It's okay if that heel does not touch. Just bring that weight back to find a little bit more of a stretch. Don't lose your breath. Final one. All right, start to walk yourself forward. You can start with the hands bringing the foot, or just come straight into that lizard lunge. Pull the knee into the arm, press away, find strength in your shoulders. Final inhale. Exhale, knee comes down. Stretch it out. Hands on the inside, foot on the outside. Make sure the knee is not coming in front of the ankle. So if it is, maybe walk that foot a little bit further, and then your own variation. So stay right here if you feel like you're already feeling a really tight stretch. If you need more, you can lower it down. If you want to work on some strength, maybe that arm balance with your hurdler's pose. Making sure you're untucking your right toes. Roll your shoulders back. Maybe you open up onto the outer edge of the foot. We all feel poses in different places. I know I feel this one a lot in my back hip flexor. So that's where I feel it. Maybe you feel it in that left hip instead. Just depends on where we hold the tightness in our body. You rolled it out, or you went further, come back to center, walk that foot in. Tuck the toes, lift the knee. Step that foot up, forward fold. Ooh, all right. We're bringing it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. From your fold, come up onto the toes, sink the hips back. You can walk the hands forward and tuck the nose into the knees, rounding out the spine, curling into a tight little ball here. And then you can use the hands as support and just take a little seat on your back. Pop your booty down. And we're going to end with some forward fold before we come all the way down to the mat. So we're going to start by bringing that right leg out nice and long, placing the left foot onto the inner thigh, flexing the toes. Inhale, reach the hands high. Try to face the torso towards the leg. Exhale, reach out forward, and then hands come down, shins, ankle, foot. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Remember, we're not tucking the chin too much. So we are keeping that chin in a little bit, but we're keeping it just slightly away from the chest. It's not touching the chest. Keeping length in the spine, pulling the navel in. Trying to slow everything down. Then start to roll the spine back up to center. So I'm just going to rotate a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm about to do. This is a fun pose that I don't think I've really done in my classes at all as of late. But I think it's fun. It's like just a little baby back bend. So we're going to take the right hand, we're going to place it behind us. And with an inhale, we're going to reach up. We're going to come to our sail pose. So you're coming onto your left shin, and then you're planting through your right foot. So press to the hand, lift the chest up, reach the hand back. So you kind of see where I'm coming from here. You want to try to lift those hips up. So don't let that hips come down. Press away, lift up. Good, and then sink it back down. Bring all of your legs back out long and shake it out. That one might be a little difficult. If you can't come into that full posture, just trying it out. This time, keeping that left leg long, placing the foot towards the inside of the thigh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, out long. Keep that chest open. Roll the shoulders back. And then use every breath. So inhales, reach up and lengthen. Exhales, deepen in. And you do not have to grab for the foot. It's okay if you can't reach that foot. You can grab the shin. You can grab the ankle. Never pressure to touch a certain part of your body. Just trying to feel that nice length in your low back. This is a really nice stretch here. If you've been sitting a lot at home and maybe not in a chair that has a lot of support, maybe on your couch, you might be feeling a lot of pain in your low back. So we want to try to get rid of that pain here. And then slowly rising back up. And you'll see a different view of that sail pose. So if you weren't sure what we were doing on the first side, here's a different view here. So this time we're going to bring that left arm down, keeping our legs as they are. We're going to sweep the hand up, coming onto the shin, reach the hips up. So if you're in somewhere slidey, your leg might start to slide from underneath you, right? Because you need to make sure that you have that balance here, right? Good, and lower it back down. Just a little bit shoulder strengthening there. Arm or legs come out long, shake it out. Reach your arms forward. Take a full breath in. Count to 10. Try to challenge yourself. Slowly lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Maybe that full body stretch here. Pull the knees into the chest. Take some circles. If you would like happy baby, you can find that here. So maybe just massaging the sacrum. Maybe you're happy baby, grabbing the shins, the ankles, or the feet, pulling the knees down, and rocking back and forth. So your choice. And then we'll pull those knees back into center. Tee the arms out nice and long. And lower both of your knees over towards the right for your supine twist. If there's another variation of supine twist that feels better for you, you're more than welcome to take that here. Your gaze can come over the left shoulder for a little bit more. If you want to stretch out the outer hip, you want to play around with straightening the leg, the top leg, if that feels okay. Then come to center and lower the knees over to the left. So supine twist other side, rooting down through the shoulder, making sure that shoulder is not lifting up. If the shoulder is lifting, you can place a blanket or a block between or underneath your knees just to give a little bit more support there. And then finding the variation that works best for you. Somewhere that you can find a spot to let go. Just trying to release everything here. We're letting go of our breath, trying to lower our heart rate, releasing any thoughts that come into the mind. It's okay to have thoughts in your Shavasana. You don't have to have a completely blank mind, but anything that comes through your brain, just acknowledge its existence and then allow it to continue on. Not focusing on any one thing for too long. And then back to center. Pull the knees in. Grab the shins. So pull the knees towards you. Wrap the arms around the shins. We're going to take one final breath. We're going to hold the top. So big breath in. Fill it up. Hold. Try to take one more little sip of air in. Exhale. Release to your Shavasana. Legs out long. Arms out long. Take up some space here. Open up. And then once you found that space for rest, give yourself permission to fully let go. To give in to the rest and the relaxation and the stillness. And I'll call you back when it's time. body. Notice if you benefit from a few more moments here in your Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you would like, enjoying the rest. If you're ready to reawaken, start to bring movement back into the hands and the feet. Reach the arms long above you. Take a full body stretch. Pull the knees into the chest. Roll onto either side into a fetal position. You can use your bicep as a pillow for the head. And when you're ready, make your way up to your comfortable seat, facing front of the room. Well, front of the room or the camera, wherever that is for you. Place the hands at heart center, close the eyes, or place the gaze towards the ground. Release all the air out of your lungs. Deepest breath in of class, fill it up all the way. Open the mouth, clear it out. Take a moment to show yourself gratitude for taking time out of your day to show up on your mat, for taking time for your practice, and most importantly, for taking time for you. I know especially now that we're at home a lot more than we usually are, it's kind of hard to motivate ourselves to do things like yoga. But yoga is honestly the perfect thing to be doing right now to help you release, help you restart. And I thank all of you for joining me for this live practice. And maybe if you're joining me later on YouTube or Facebook. From my heart to each and every one of yours, namaste. I just wanted to end by thanking you all for joining me. Once again, the name is Melissa. If you want to practice with us again soon, we do have our class tomorrow, 10:45 a.m., all levels vinyasa with Michelle. If you've been enjoying our classes and you've been taking them, please consider a donation. If you are able to do so, we have donations through Venmo or through MindBody, and both those links are on our Facebook. So please do that. Please support us if you can. We've really been blown away by all the people who have been supporting us so far. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for joining me. This is Melissa and Shangri-La Hot Yoga.